Big win for the Bulldogs in the Armed Forces Bowl. Got a win over Tulsa, previously top 25 ranked team, a very veteran senior team. State, a very, unranked, very freshman, underclassmen team. So this is a big win for State. Special teams plays, defensive scores, and some good stuff on offense. Let's take a look. First up, big kick return here. Tulu Griffin. This is the opening kickoff of the game. I wanted to show you a couple things right here. Hat on a hat. You're going to get a knockdown right here on the first guy down because he's trying to backpedal to get to the speed of Griffin. Going to get back, knocked back. Block here, and another block happening here. So effectively, you've kind of stopped that rush, and you're going to get a knockdown here, and so he's off and running. And this was huge. The other thing is, you have a guy in the right place. This is hat on the hat, responsibility stuff in special teams, and a big return, momentum right off the bat in the return game. And Griffin had a bunch of these. Again, you kind of see what Peyton did. That's a defender who's trying to get over here, knows contact's coming. So his momentum now is going this way, and it's a knockdown right in front. And that kind of gets it started. But really, you had great blocking on that opening kickoff. So they got the kickoff, and then 3 plays later, they're in the end zone. So let's take a look. I haven't really previewed this. We'll watch it together here. You see defensively, 3-man front. And, while you do have kind of a 3-4 look, we know they're a 3-3. One of those is a safety, but look at the distance off the line of scrimmage there. So it kind of calls for that run. 2 backs. What you do see is play side tackle is leverage inside out. Really nice job there. They go combo on the nose up to the backside linebacker. And then play side linebacker going to be taken care of, hat on a hat right here by that play side offensive guard. That's just blocked really, really well, especially that end going outside. And head on the goalpost, 7 points. Here's one where the quarterback's going to escape and go make yards on 3rd and 8. But we'll come back and look as an example of some of the stuff that was going on in this game. And we know we had to fight at the end of it. So he makes the yards. He's tackled there, short. But this is what I want you to watch. So Kobe Jones, he's going to be just off your screen right back here, 52 in maroon. Let's watch him. He's on the ground. So there you see him gets knocked down. They're going to have a 4th and short right here, except this happens. Guy comes diving in here late. Now, here's my question. Well, again, let's focus on, this right here. Don't focus on the ball carrier. Let's go back and look. Why is this? They called a personal foul. Why is this not in the targeting category? Defensive player on the ground. It's a guy leading with the crown of the helmet, helmet to helmet, obviously targeting the head and neck region of an opponent with the crown of his helmet, right in the back of the head, drives him into the ground. And then a little extracurricular at the end of it. I don't know if the play went all the way through, but he pushed his head back down in the dirt. So here's the thing. It's not like it went uncalled. They did call it. And by calling it, they obviously saw it. So my thing is, I've talked about the targeting rule being broken. It doesn't work. It's not accomplishing what it's supposed to accomplish from either the design of the rule or the application of the rule or both. If certain things can be targeting, like a bang-bang play on a tackle and they throw a guy out, versus actually calling this a personal foul and deciding that this indeed is not a targeting. This should be a targeting or in that category and an automatic ejection from the ball game. All right, here you're going to get a sack from Odom on a defensive front. So let's watch the play first. And he kind of peels back into him, sack there on 4th and 7. Big play. When we go back and look at kind of how this play happened, there's some interesting stuff. I thought I would show this to you. So first of all, let's look at the offensive formation. Ball's in the middle of the field. They go 2 by 2 and really spread the field out. 4 wide receivers. A back is in. And this is a pass play with 5 offensive linemen, and a 6. So it's 6-man protection, okay, on a pass play. And if you look, State has 6 in the box, right? So if everybody comes for State, they have enough to protect 6 on 6 and can run this route. And State's coverage is really clear what it is. They've gone man to man with a free safety in the middle of the field. But I want you to watch what Mississippi State does right here on the snap. I think this is really interesting. I'll go slow. All right, so on the snap, initially, it looks like all 6, here they come on the rush with man coverage. But they're actually going to zone, it's like zone blitz, where linebackers are coming, but a defensive lineman, in this case the nose guard, is going to drop and spy in the middle. See that? So the nose guard is going to peel out of there now. So that's only going to be a 1, 2, 3-man rush on this side, or to the right of the offense, and a 2-man rush on the backside. So 5 total. They've got 6 to block 5. They should have enough. So watch what happens. When he peels out, Errol Thompson, who is the linebacker who starts over the right shoulder of the center and the inside shoulder of the guard, jumps over to another gap. Okay, so he starts in the gap on the center. He's going to jump to the gap between guard and tackle. When he does, the center is uncovered right here. He's going to try to peel back. See this? He's looking back. But because of the rush of the defensive tackle for State, Odom, the center can't get all the way back over here. He gets held up, and the back has checked inside. So even though they have enough to block, because Errol is choosing this gap between 2 of his players, they don't have somebody there. So what kind of happens, the back does not block anyone. You get 2 blocking the defensive tackle. The nose is dropped out of here, and Errol is not going to be picked up free to the quarterback and going to flush him out of there. All right, that's Aaron Odom, who's kind of drawn that de facto double team as his linebacker's getting in there. He doesn't give up. And so even though Thompson doesn't make the play and flushes him, you get pursuit. The offensive lineman stopped on the play. The defensive lineman did not. See that? By the time this happens, you got 2 offensive linemen who stopped, but the defensive tackle who's continuing to play and pursue the football, and they flush him right into him, and he gets credited for a sack. It's pretty cool how that stuff can happen right there at the line of scrimmage in a matter of 2 seconds. This is zoomed in, but not the clearest video, and you can get a little bit better look of how it happens on the front. So again, gonna zone him out of there. It should be really clear if we were to draw it up. It should be really clear. 3 white jerseys and 3 maroon jerseys, right? But he chooses and jumps this one more gap over. Center peels back, but can't get there. Back has gone inside, and so now Thompson is free to the QB, and it beats their protection. That way, he's blocked. They're going to flush him. 2 linemen quit on it. Defensive lineman doesn't, and he runs it down. All right, here's a 4th and 1 run for Marks. He's going to be able to bounce it out the backside. You see 4th and 1. Watch the play, give it zone, bounce it, get a block on the edge, turns into a big play, about a 15-yard gain when it's all said and done. And part of this was pre-snap formation, where they're able to get it done that way. Let me show you what I mean. Ball on the right hash. Oops, let me back it up. Hit the wrong button there. Ball on the right hash. And State goes 3 receivers to the wide side of the field, single receiver over here into the boundary. So how do they line up defensively? 3 down linemen, technically a nose, but not a head-up nose. That 3-3 stack, so 3 linebackers. But because of the formation, you get 3 guys in your secondary, that extra safety also to the field. So if you look and just kind of divide it from this side of the football over, you look, you've got, including the defensive end, you got a total of 6 defenders. But even without the defensive end, you're talking about 5 next-level defenders shaded to the wide side of the field, right? If you look to the other side of the football, you've only got 2 next-level defenders and 3 total. So just on alignment, they called it from the sideline and said, okay, if we get 1 block, we're going to be able to bounce this thing. Well, that key block is going to be the tackle on that side. So let's watch it. He steps down on the defensive end, helps. Okay, so it's like a combo. He helps off the end up to that next level defender who is the edge responsibility. He's got to reach him, and he does. He doesn't get his head on the outside, but he's got his hands into him. Now, you could be getting away with a hold right there. Got his arms outside and kind of spins him, turns him this way. But because of his position and elbows are in, he's able to get away with that. And you get to the edge really easily. And then that's the other thing right there is Southeastern Conference running backs have to do this. The first next level defender that they see, he's got to make him miss. Okay, that guy can't make that tackle. So he puts a move right there, gets him off balance, and cut it back to the inside and go make the extra 10 yards after that move. Nice job. Then we get another look. So you can see Cam Jones, really fundamentally sound. I pop him with my left shoulder right there, and we're going to basically combo up to this next level defender. You get there. Now, right now, his arms are kind of outside. So, again, that's why I say you're probably getting away with a hold, technically. But because he gets his butt turned, he's not reaching, and he keeps that elbow inside. That's one he gets away with, and you get to the edge really easily right there. All right, here's the offense down here in the red zone trying to get Wally a touchdown by running that crossing route, but it doesn't get open, and the quarterback's going to keep the football. Let's go ahead and back it up right here and go a little faster. You look at the route and what the defense is doing. You're getting on the goal line, Austin Williams, an in cut. You're going to high-low it with the back underneath and see what those defenders do. And meanwhile, crossing to the other side, if you were to get man, you get him running away. The problem is they zone it defensively. They go 4 deep across, zone it underneath, so a defender is going to be sitting right here waiting on the crosser. He's not open. Your in break runs right into a defender at the goal line with a defender dropping underneath. And the last thing is you don't really get that back out with a high-low effect going on the linebacker because the defensive tackle peels out right on him right here and takes this potential throw away. So quarterback does the right thing and tries to extend the play. And how about this? Everybody covered. The entire defense is moving this way with his momentum, and he sees the cutback. And this is just being an athlete, sensing the goal line and making a play. Nice job right there. Field look from behind. You see what he sees. One of the things that helps him is this is that nose guard defensive tackle who kind of dropped and then ran himself out of it. So there's really no contain once you have the cutback. Another big kick return for Tulu Griffin right here. Near sideline, everybody hat on a hat, splits it. If we go back, he was really a spark in the return game, but he didn't do it on his own. I'm going to show you what I mean. This is really nicely done. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Hat on a hat on that front line. That is really, really nice. Okay, and you see everything else is about to develop. You're going to get a block here. You've got he splits it. He's got a guy in front leading him down the field, and that's Dylan Johnson, running back block on the kicker. His right foot goes out of bounds. The only thing that keeps it from being a house call. See it from behind. You see the hole really develop here. So, again, you got to do some one-on-one stuff. You want to get these big returns. You get one there, and then everybody else is hat on a hat, seals this thing off this way. Great big old lane for him to run through with Dylan Johnson leading him up in there. And this is a really nice pickup, too, by Crumity. Watson blocking downfield. And there's the foot out of bounds. So that's the right call. And it almost was a house call. There's a pick 6 for Emmanuel Forbes. Let's take a look at the play, see how it happens. On the snap on this is what I noticed is they've got him dropping in a deep third coverage, safety in the middle, deep third, and corner over here is kind of deep third or matching up in the boundary. So it's like cover 3, especially for Forbes out to the wide side of the field. And if you look what they've done is 3 receiver route, okay? And a couple of, well, really 3 verticals on that side. One here inside the numbers, another that's up the hash, and a third. So it's not a bad call, right? Like if I can get 3 verticals against just 2 defenders, I ought to be able to read that and pick one. But look what he does. This is an excellent job of running with that inside vertical and showing the quarterback that, hey, I'm the deep defender on this side. I'm going inside here with this route, and I'm giving you the throw to the outside. But look what he's doing. He's running full speed, covering the vertical here on the inside, while looking at the quarterback and watching his eyes to see where the ball goes. So the quarterback's about to let it go. Watch Forbes now, as soon as the ball goes, watch him play it in the air. Ball's thrown and he sees it the outside, immediately puts on the brakes, going to turn, and not just turn, but find the football in the air. Ball is not thrown to the sideline. It's left inside. So that's one reason it's a pick. Ball's got to be thrown outside. But really, for a freshman, that's just a nice job of understanding your responsibility, playing it in the air, and getting it done. Yeah, and, low hit right there that they wind up picking up the flag. That was really confusing, but turns it into a pick 6. And this was a huge, huge momentum play in the game. All right, here's a crossing route, turns into a vertical touchdown effectively across the field for Tulu Griffin. Really nice design. 3-man rush, 4 underneath, 4 deep, splits that zone out the backside. And, when I was watching this when it happened, kind of felt like it was one of those that we've talked about before. Depending on what you get, you either sit down in that zone or run away from it. If you get to the other side, you turn that up. Now, maybe it is, or maybe it's just called this way. But again, you watch his action right here. He's got that outside, that corner who lined up over him, trying to run with him and match this route. When he does, because he's crossing to the hash, he's playing catch up, running through traffic, can't get there. And if that is the rule that, hey, you're the shallow crosser, if you get 2 or beyond that opposite hash, that's when this thing turns into a vertical. Well, here's why they teach that. Because backside, this defender's getting run off because of man-to-man responsibility here. So once he turns that up and he's beat, there's nobody back here, and it's a matter of just laying it up there, walking it out to him. Really nice design. You get a guy open one-on-one. You can't run with him, especially when you're running him through all this traffic, including the official. And nice throw, touchdown. This was the Tyrus Wheat interception down here on the goal line in the 4th quarter. They go bunch formation with 4 receivers. He looks like he's going to rush and just drops into the throwing lane of the crosser. Crosser's really not open. And you didn't see a ton of this, of bad decisions in the game from the quarterback of Tulsa, but this was a bad decision, and he's just not seeing it. You just didn't see that much. He made a lot of really good decisions. I'm going to go to the other high copy here. State lining up against this 4 receiver formation with 3 down, 3 linebackers, and then making it look like that, it's some form of man lining up here and over these 2. So pre-snap, I think quarterback probably is thinking, I'm getting some form of man with that safety looking up that 3rd receiver on this side because I'm probably getting a rush right here. I think that's probably what the pre-snap read looks like to him. And both of the edge are going to look like they're rushing and then drop, including here on the backside, you're dropping. The thing is, I think you get a little bit of squeeze into his lap, and so you're going to force the throw. And what quarterback sees is, I got a crosser right here who's going to go score. I got to get him the football. Problem is, State reads it. 2 defenders jump at backside. Even if he's not there, probably not a completion. But I think quarterback's focus, because of pressure in his lap, that's what pressure does, he's looking at defenders back here early. I've got to get rid of it. I can get it in there to him. Never sees him. That's why he threw it right to him. He never saw the backside dropping linebacker and just throws it right to him and a pick the other way. Another big kick opportunity for Tulu Griffin. This is one that he picks it up on a hop, looks like they have him, and they just stop, and he's out. Nobody could see him. They kind of lost track of him. Got one more in here I want to take a look at. This was the almost big kick return that came back for a holding call. We'll take a look at that. But as you can see, so 4, really 3 for sure, but 4 potentially with this one, where he splits it, bringing it out the backside again. Just great vision and speed. And they bring it back for a holding. I'll show you where the holding was. So it's a good job up front. This defender runs himself out of it, and as he's peeling back, your blocker here reaches his arm out there. And he probably did hook him and maybe hold him just a little bit right there. You know, I think he's kind of run himself out of the play. You know, he's kind of run around the block. And this is a kid who's hustling, just trying to get his block. So you see his arm stick out right there. That becomes pretty apparent to the official. And as he turns back, must have hooked him just a little bit right there. And so they call it. And that's what brought the whole thing back. Really a shame, because it was just another outstanding return. All right, so there you go. Some of the big plays in the ball game. And if you would, like the video for me, that really helps. And any questions or ideas, I'm always open to any ideas you might have of what you want to see on a film study, whether it's 1 play or 2 or 20 or a particular kind of play or just a question you might. If I can help you with it, hit me up. I'll do the best I can. All the ideas that come my way are a huge help, because honestly, the thing I struggle with the most is what's the next video about? It's not actually doing the videos, it's coming up with that idea. So y'all hit me up and let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.